Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. I want you to come back with me now to the book of Acts chapter 17 and talk about some of my favorite people in the Bible. It's in that poverty-stricken area of Macedonia that Paul received the supernatural vision while he was in Troas to go to and begin to minister. And it's funny, he gets a vision to go there. He's there in the will of God, and he gets kicked out of every city. Just because something's God's will doesn't mean it's going to be easy. But when he gets to Berea, he finds a people of noble character. It says, "Now the Bereans," verse 11, "were of more noble character than the Thessalonians." The people of Thessalonica that Paul had just spent a great deal of time with, 8 or 9 months. He said the Bereans were of more noble character than the Thessalonians. Now notice why he says they have noble character. "For they received the message with great eagerness and examined the scriptures every day to see if what Paul said was true." Now this is being good church members. You receive the sermon with eagerness, but you go search the scriptures to see if these things be so. Now, forgive me. When you go to church every week, there is so much false doctrine that is preached in the world today. And you say, how does that happen? Well, one person hears a sermon and they just keep repeating it, But there's so much out there that has nothing to do with the Bible. So first of all, if you hear a sermon and it's not full of scripture, don't pay any attention to it, because it's just the words of men and it can't change your life. It's maybe relevant, but so is Oprah. But that doesn't mean Oprah can change your life. Nothing against Oprah. But when you hear a sermon, it should flow from the scriptures. It's not taking the scriptures and having the scriptures proof text it. It should flow from the scriptures. So it's very easy for you to go back to those scriptures that it flowed from and to see if these things be so. Now, every time you hear a sermon, you should sit down and go, wait a minute, let me see, does this flow from the scriptures, or is this just somebody making up what they want to say and then finding a few scriptures to put over the top of it? If it flows from the scripture, receive it eagerly and go back and search the scriptures to make sure these things are true. Do not just believe it just because some preacher said it. Oh, well, Pastor Summerall, I trust you. Wonderful. Trust and verify. Go search the scriptures. You and I need to make sure that we believe correctly from the scriptures.